What's going on, people? Welcome to the Don Robbie show. Welcome to the weekend Premier League preview show. What's happening, Abby?
Not as glamorous as Abby, man, but I'm in the building.
Yeah, man.
I'm in the building, man.
In the building, we've got a lot of games to go through. It's been a hectic week of football for many.
Well, for you.
Some more than others.
For you, not me. You know what? I was thinking about it the other day, man. I was going, boy, no European football. It just seems weird this season. You know what I mean? I've not been bored because obviously on this channel, on the DR channel, you know what I mean, I've been doing all the games. So it's been great to watch them all, but it just seems, I feel like left out. You know what I mean? You're left out, man. Not even Europa League, you know what I mean? But listen,
you know, on
it's
Apple
all good.
Music, you can play the Champions League song. You can save it.
Yeah, all right. He's trying to come disrespect me on my own channel, you know what I mean? But it's all good, man. But yeah, no, to be fair, there's been some great games this weekend, and you know, I did a video earlier where I said I think an English team is going to win the Champions League again, and you know, English teams are dominating the Champions League, and it just shows you the strength of the Premier League. You know what I mean? When you see what Man City did to PSG, what you see what Chelsea did the other night to Juventus, these are powerhouses.
See what Man United done to, you know what I mean?
No.
To Villarreal, you know what I mean?
But even United, even as bad as United are,
if you get a manager, you never know.
Listen, the thing is, as bad as United have been, they still top their group.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you about the strength of the Premier League?
Our group was easy though. Right?
No, but you still Villarreal won the Europa League.
Yeah.
And you still top the group.
Against us.
Against you guys. You know what I mean?
Enough about that, man. This is the Premier League preview show anyway, man. The first game of the week though, big game, and I'll say the biggest of the weekend.
He's taking the piss again now, isn't it?
No, Chelsea against Manchester United.
I thought he was going to talk about the first game of the week is actually the 12:30 kickoff.
No, I mean,
which is Arsenal versus Newcastle. But yeah, no, the big game of the weekend.
The big game of the weekend.
The big one.
Yeah. Chelsea absolutely flying. Thomas Tuchel's got them playing. They look well drilled. The youngsters that they've got playing that have come through their academy. Unbelievable. Chalobah has been a revelation. Reece James, let's face it, we all have known he was good, but he's
we knew he was good. But some of the goals he's been scoring,
unbelievable.
He scored a lot of goals this season, and the finishing has been exceptional. You know what I mean? Reece James on fire at the moment.
Yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi got going again.
Yeah,
even a man like Loftus-Cheek. Forgotten players like that, thinking what's going to go with him.
It's great to see actually like academy players, English players that have come through the system now at a club like Chelsea, you know, overshadowing the so-called big money superstars, you know what I mean? So it's really good to see, and Chelsea are an absolute machine at the moment. And Manchester United, we know obviously with the problems. I mean, I was absolutely shocked last week, you know, we was doing the Saturday football show, Saeed was in the building, and I couldn't believe that Manchester United could go away and lose 4-1, and it was inevitable that Ollie was going to go. But what sort of United are we going to see? I wasn't overly convinced with Man United the other night against Villarreal. Again, it was kind of like a Ronaldo FC again, you know, mistake. Because in the first half, De Gea kept Man United in the game, didn't he?
He did.
So I'm not convinced yet that we're going to... Until the new manager comes in and has a little bit of time to work with United, you're not really going to see a big difference. I think this is the worst possible game Carrick. If I was Carrick, I'd be like, oh my God.
Well, some would have said that one of the, you know, in terms of the Champions League, one of the worst possible games in that group was going away to Villarreal at that stage. He managed to get the win, but like you said, Premier League wise,
it's levels,
away
man.
to Chelsea or away to City or Liverpool would have been,
Bridge.
You know, Stamford Bridge.
They've conceded, was it 3 goals all season?
Well, Chelsea are winless in their last 7 Premier League games against Man United, though. Only having a longer run without a league win against the Red Devils once before, which was 10 games between 1938 and
a lot of draws in that though, aren't there?
A lot of draws. Manchester United are unbeaten in their last 11 Premier League away games in London. 1-7, drawn 4, winning each of their last 3 in a row.
You're trying to convince yourself.
The odds are stacked. No, the DR researchers have presented the stats, mate.
Those are good stats, and the stats are real. And you know,
but this stat's real. The league leaders Chelsea have conceded just 4 goals in their 12 Premier League games this season. Yeah, and only the Blues themselves conceded 3 between 2004 and 2005. Have shipped fewer goals at this stage.
And I think one of them goals was a penalty. And listen, they're looking like a machine at the moment.
Yeah, against Liverpool was a penalty.
You know what? Yes, you're right. Man United have been one of these teams that have, you know, got a good record against Chelsea in recent times. And we all know about United's brilliant away record like last season. But I don't know, man.
We ain't got that no more, mate. We just got beat up by Watford,
beaten by Watford,
Leicester.
Yeah,
That's
and
gone.
I don't know. I just feel that, you know, the way Chelsea are playing at the moment, the problems that United have got, they like all week long we've just been talking about, is Pochettino coming in, is it Valverde? Is it?
Exactly.
I just think that, you know, it's still a mess. It's still a mess, the situation, and that can't be helpful. I mean, great boost that they're through to the next stages of the Champions League, and they're going to top their group. That's a great boost. But I wasn't convinced with them in that game, and I can't see nothing apart from a Chelsea win.
Well, we're going for a Chelsea win. For me, obviously from a Man United point of view, look, I'm in a position where I'm not going to have a go at Carrick or be negative. It's not his fault. If the club had a plan, Michael Carrick wouldn't be there right now. You know, and at the same time, you got to take your anger out of it as a Man United fan and just look at it and say, how could we expect anything different? Ollie himself even said, he's not even the guy that was on the training ground. It was Carrick, it was Phelan, it was McKenna.
That's what makes me laugh.
That's how silly it is.
It's the same guys there.
It's the same guys there, which is why against Villarreal, we saw pretty much the same type of performance. Yes, it wasn't as bad as Watford, being 2-0 down at half-time, but it could have been 2-0 down at half-time if it wasn't for the heroics of David De Gea. So I'm not expecting to see anything different. The only plus that I can draw on, because look, you support your team, you've got to look at some form of positives. Jadon Sancho against Watford in the second half was really good. Got an assist.
Scored the other night as well.
Scored the other night against Villarreal. He's looking like he's starting to turn. Donny van der Beek was good against Watford in the second half. Not so much against Villarreal, but again, hopefully it's a confidence thing. Maybe we can draw on that. But other than that,
how many goals did you concede in that second half?
Against who?
Watford.
2.
And they were all that good. Still conceded 2 goals.
Exactly.
But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Because we got one back against them, and then Maguire got sent off, and then the other
you've got
two.
Ronaldo. It's always
and Ronaldo's obviously there. But I just think, me
but
personally, I think I can't see us winning the game. Like you said, Chelsea are just too good. The only save, I think, maybe a draw at best, but even that's going to be difficult, man. The way we're playing, and I can't expect Carrick to make
draw would be a great result for you.
If we get a draw and get out, fantastic. Then next game's you lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Score prediction?
2-0 Chelsea.
I'm going to be a bit optimistic for some reason because I need something. I'm going to go 1-1, but I don't truly believe
possible.
that. Remember, that game is live
record
on Don Robbie at 4:30 as well.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to be hosting that.
Oh, for God's sake. Come with your negative.
I'm going to have my negative, man.
Come with your
Listen,
negative vibe on us,
no. When I watch those games, I just chill and I watch them and I try to be objective. I do wind up.
You don't
a bit.
like Chelsea particularly, so
I don't like Chelsea. You know what I mean? So you know, so I just sit there and just stir the pot a bit.
You got Saeed.
Oh.
I've had enough.
Right, yeah. Listen, you never know with United. You see, that's the thing.
You do never know with United.
When you've got a team that's got so much quality in it, there's no denying.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what anybody wants to say. There is no denying when you look at that 11. It's full of quality. Anything can happen.
Yeah, you never know. We could just get one of them performances. The next game, Manchester City versus West Ham.
It's another great game.
Man City, good turnaround against PSG, confidence up. But if you talk about Premier League, absolutely dealt with Everton last week. 3-0, comfortable, easy, didn't get out of cruise control. West Ham got a 1-0 loss at Wolves. And obviously, to play in the Europa League as well. As we're recording this, we don't know what that was against whoever they're playing in the Europa League. But
Sparta Prague, and that was like,
yeah, that's it. Sparta Prague.
Yeah.
Man City at home against West Ham.
Well,
I'm looking for a bounce.
West Ham, they beat Liverpool, but then they lost last week against Wolves. The way that Man City are playing. I mean, I remember when I looked at this fixture at first and I thought, well, you know what? Man City have had a really tough game and West Ham. And then I looked, I said, hold on, wait, no, I forgot. West Ham are in Europe now as well themselves. And they're playing on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
I cannot see anything apart from a Man City win. I think West Ham have been playing brilliantly. They've been on a great run. But that Wolves defeat last week,
they didn't play well.
Brought them down to earth with a bit of a bang after the highs of beating Liverpool. And I think they'll give City problems, but City at home, the way they're playing, the way they're moving the ball, they were absolutely brilliant against PSG. And they didn't even have players like De Bruyne playing.
And Foden, yeah.
So some of these guys like Cancelo, the way they're playing, and Walker, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Sterling stepped up now with goals. I can only see a Man City win.
Yes, it's annoying talking about City, to be honest, because yes, I support Man United, but if you're a fan of just football and how it should be played,
They're playing the best football right now in the Premier League.
You look at how they play, their rotations, their system.
Brilliant.
Chelsea's a different style, and you can appreciate that. Liverpool, different style, but when you look at when City get it right and the type of football they play, it's unbelievable. A few stats here. Manchester City have won 9 of their 10 Premier League games against West Ham under Pep Guardiola, scoring 28 and conceding just 5 in these matches. West Ham are averaging 5.1 shots on target per game in the Premier League this season. They're most in a single campaign in the competition since 2000-2001, so they are doing well. And Man City have played more open play crosses than any other team in the Premier League this season, 206. The Citizens have had at least 4 teammates in the box for 98 of these, at least 37 more than any other side, West Ham. So, on the game though, the stats obviously heavily in Man City's favour. Really difficult for West Ham to go there and win. But you look when Palace went there, everyone was, I remember saying, I know Vieira's doing all right there, but it's going to be difficult. They're going to get their asses handed to them. And they went there and won 2-0.
And Palace were really brave with their and they've been doing that all season.
And West Ham have the ability in the state they're in to say, come on, we can be organised.
I can't see it. And this is a big. Palace. It's like in the Premier League. Sometimes some teams come with a little shock factor, a bit like what Watford did to Man United last week. But now with West Ham, how they've been playing, Pep ain't going to be. He's not going to be complacent against them. He knows they're a good side. Yeah. So now it's going to be all guns blazing.
What's your prediction?
I can see another 2-0.
I think 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, I think they're just too strong right now.
Very.
Next game, Arsenal versus Newcastle, your boys. Arsenal slap right back down to earth. No, I'm joking.
No, we were.
4-0, yeah, but...
You know what?
I'm in no position to talk. We lost 5-0
It wasn't even though it was a beatdown, it wasn't... I was speaking to some fans and they made the point that it wasn't the normal humiliation. It was normally... It's very easy for Liverpool. I don't think this game, I think for a long period it wasn't easy. Then in the end we kind of capitulated right near the end, but they found it, it took like incidents for Klopp to wind up the crowd and all that. Yeah. There was we battled, but ultimately they're miles better than us. But obviously Newcastle, they're having a tough time of it. I mean, Newcastle, when I'm starting to look at it now, man, billions or no billions, and I keep making this point, are they going to be spending the billions next season on buying a player like Mitrovic to get out of the Championship? Or Harry Kane to try and do it? You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Mitrovic's the king of the Championship.
They haven't won a game this season, have they?
Nah.
I don't know what their stats are like, but I'm sure they haven't won a game this season.
Well, here we go. Newcastle, the only side still without a win in the top 4 tiers of English football this season. They've drawn 6, lost 6. They're out of all the leagues, down to League 2.
It's poor. It's really poor, and they're a strange team in that they've got attacking threat. St Maximan.
They've proved the thing is with Newcastle. Wilson. They've proved they can score goals. In that game last week against Brentford, 3-3. At time, they got the first early goal. Then they go down 2-1. Then they come back into it, and then they lose into it, and then they get an equaliser.
The defence is poor, and I don't think their midfield's great either.
Exactly.
So I'm going for an Arsenal win. I think Arsenal, after last week, I think that how they're going to approach this is like last week they're way better than us, but now let's get back down to business. I've said as an Arsenal fan, and I think it's the same with Man United, and I think it's the same with West Ham, Leicester, Wolves, Tottenham. For those teams, it's all about being the best of the rest. Yeah. And the best of the rest will get top 4. Yeah. So it's an important game for Arsenal. I do expect us to win that. I'm sounding boring here. I'm going to 2-0 again.
Yeah, I agree.
The Arsenal's defence has actually been pretty good. Last week was not really a good reflection of how...
A few individual mistakes as well. Tavares doing that, giving it to Jota there, out of characteristic.
I see a win for Arsenal. Newcastle, but they, listen, you can't take any team lightly because they do have a good attacking threat.
They do. Arsenal have won 16 of their last 17 Premier League games against Newcastle, with the exception being a 2-1 away loss in April 2018. And Arsenal have never lost a Premier League game, home game, against the side starting day bottom of the table. So whoever they've played against at home, we were bottom. You've never lost a game, winning 15, drawing 6, winning the last 8 in a row by an aggregate score of 23 scored and 2 conceded. And the Newcastle stat is Newcastle manager Eddie Howe has taken just 5 points from 30 available in his Premier League meetings with Arsenal, winning 1 with Bournemouth, drawing 2 and losing 7, losing all 5 of his visits to the Emirates to face the Gunners.
Would he even have taken any training with him? Because remember, he's had COVID,
isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
You know, so would he even have done a training session yet?
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. So
it's tough for him.
Right up against it, I think comfortable, really, really comfortable 2-0 win.
All right, I hope you're right.
For us. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but I can see that. I can see that being a comfortable game. Other games to get into: Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard getting his first win last week against Brighton.
Gerrard versus Vieira.
Palace 3-3 draw against Burnley. You know what I mean? I thought they would have beat Burnley, but it wasn't to be. An interesting game, but 2 big players in their time had some great battles. They would have. But obviously, as managers, tough trip for Villa going to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, and you know what? Crystal Palace have played some good stuff this season, and it must be really frustrating for Vieira to keep seeing them letting slip these leads. You know what I mean? They did it at Arsenal. You know, I think before there was a game before that.
Brighton. At
home.
Leicester.
Same thing, Leicester. You know what I mean?
Had to come
and
back.
then again last week. You know what I mean? It must be really, really annoying for him because they are playing so well. They play great football, but they just can't keep it going all the way to the end. This is a hard one to predict, you know. I think I'm going to go Palace though. They're a good team, man. I like how they play. I like Gallagher. Benteke's on form at the moment. Of course, ex-Villa player.
Zaha's doing his thing right now.
Zaha, you know what I mean? They're at home. It's just their defence. But has Gerrard had enough time to get that? Because you look at Villa's team, right? And I remember when we played them, and I was like, they've got so many good players, man. They like Leon Bailey, John McGinn, you know, Ollie Watkins, Ings, you know, but. He's going to need a bit more time to get that, and I think this is a tough game. I think Palace might just edge it. 2-1.
I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go over 1-1 draw. I know that is a bit boring, but I just feel like Gerrard will start to implement another week's training with his boys. They showed good spirit against Brighton. It wasn't all their own way. You know what I mean? They could have conceded quite a few times against Brighton, but they came up with the goals late on, and I just think he would have had a little extra bit of time to work with them for them to be able to put in a good performance. But like you said, Patrick Vieira
at home.
Is doing some
I think away from home. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 1-1 for me, and you're going 2-0. Yeah. Sorry, 2-1. 2-1. Liverpool, Southampton.
Oh.
At Anfield.
Southampton. This is like a derby, isn't it? Because it's all their players.
Yeah.
It's all Southampton players, isn't it? Right across the 2 teams. Yeah. Listen.
Tight.
At Anfield, man, as we found last week as Arsenal fans, the most difficult ground to go to. When they're up for it there, no one wins there.
And Southampton lost against Norwich, didn't they? Was it Norwich?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Hasenhüttl was still under pressure.
They're a strange team. One week they can turn up with a great performance, and then another week, you know, and I think this is going to be one of them weeks where they get beat.
Convincingly.
3-0.
Yeah, I'll match you on
3-0 Liverpool.
I'd probably say 4. Let me not be 3-0. I won't be disrespectful. I won't go too. I don't think they score. I'll be very surprised if they do. Liverpool again.
Players like Thiago on form now as well.
Midweek against Porto.
Yeah, it's great goal by Thiago. Well.
Week before against you.
Yeah.
You know, they're in their groove again.
Yeah.
They're in their groove. I can't see anything coming.
Good team, good side.
Then a Liverpool win. Brighton versus Leeds. This is one of them minutes because Leeds played well against Spurs, especially in the first half. In the first half, and then Conte got a tune out of them in the second half. Even though Spurs' goals were Spursy.
The way I did the watch along, the way Toby and Fuad jumping around singing Conte. Listen, it is still very early for him, early, but I'll tell you what. In the first half, Leeds dominated it.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I think Leeds could go down this season. I watched them in that second half, right, and they are so naive.
They just play the same way no matter what's happening during the game. No game management.
Man marking against Tottenham when you're 1-0 up, right, and then the amount of times it was like a 3-on-3 situation. Yeah. You got Harry Kane, Mora, and Son running in on their 3 defenders. I'm like, are these men mad? You're winning.
Ball, innit, man?
I'm like, you're winning.
It's entertaining, man. Yeah, I got called a hater when last year they were the darlings of the league. You know, when there was no fans in the first year. It's refreshing to see this team.
It was refreshing to see last year.
Yeah, but I said that idiot thing.
Now they got to look
out, mate.
Consolidate. You're in the Premier League. Everyone knows what you do now. And you're not good enough. You haven't got the players to do that against you can't do that against Tottenham. I mean, player for player. They were missing Rafinha and Bamford, and I'm not sure if they're back. And if they're out again, and Rodrigo. Yeah. So I thought, considering they were missing those players, they were brilliant.
That's why game management is even more important.
But you're 1-0 up, you can see that. Bielsa doesn't know nothing about game management.
There you go, and that's why I say it's an idiot thing.
I think Brighton will beat them as well. And I think Leeds are in relegation trouble this season.
100%.
Because if they don't sort it out, if they don't get a better defensive structure to them, I can't see how they're going to stay in the division.
They're too many goals.
They're going to struggle.
Yeah, Leeds.
I mean,
I'm not just saying it because of the Man United.
I don't want them to go down.
Listen, I do.
I know you do. I know you do because you don't like Leeds and the rivalry and everything. But I don't want them to go down because I do like watching them play, and I do like the entertainment side. I think is a very important part of football, right? I like watching them play.
To be fair, for the
but man, please, Leeds, man,
they're
too naive. You're just watching it and you're like, what are you? Where's the management? It's frustrating.
Well, Bielsa's an amazing manager. Every minute Bielsa's this, Bielsa's that.
No, but listen, I know you're hating now.
No, but no,
he has brought a lot of good.
No, he has. But if he's unable to check, you will say it's the manager's job. If he's unable to stop this plugging of goals being conceded, how good is he then? Because he's only got one way of playing, which is that it's naive. It's naive. It's attractive. It looks nice when it works. And in the first half, 100%. I'm saying, yeah, man.
Brilliant in the first half.
Leeds are doing their thing.
Dan James, ex-United.
He's at his level.
He was playing really well, but
he was.
I actually felt sorry for him because he played so well. But you can't defend like that. You can't. And I couldn't understand what I was watching.
I can, because it's Leeds. That's what they do. That's what Bielsa does.
And they're right down by the bottom, aren't they?
Yeah.
I fear for them. I fear for Leeds this season. I really do.
What prediction are you going with?
Brighton
are still a bit sometime-ish though.
Yeah, Brighton at home, they're a good side. Yeah. They're on a bit of a.
They haven't been great.
They're a bit of downer recently, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ever since everyone's been talking about Graham Potter for his big jobs.
I don't think they've got a win in the last, they've had a few draws in a row and a loss. I don't think they've got any wins in the last 5, I want to say.
Yeah, I'll go for a draw.
I think that's
which is not enough really for Leeds with the predicament they're in at the moment. I'll go for a draw. 1-1 or something.
Norwich, 2 wins in a row. Not both under Dean Smith, one under Farker.
Off the bottom, isn't they?
Farker who got sacked off the bottom. Then they get a big important win after going 1-0 down against Southampton, which shows good fight.
Yep.
They're at home to Wolves. Wolves are a team that, when they get it right, they play some fantastic football.
Yeah.
They've got wicked players. Yeah. They've got players that you look at and you think, I'd have him, I'd have him. They always manage to have that production.
They've got a lot of gems there.
A lot of gems.
You can see with what we've look how good Jota's been at Liverpool, and they've got some other guys like Podence,
Trincao, even Hwang looking good. Obviously Jimenez, people always like him.
They've got a lot of those players.
They've got a lot of players.
If you took them out of that Wolves team and put them somewhere else, they'd be. They could do
another one, even though he's been injured and stuff, but he's a good player as well.
But Norwich,
Wolves are up and down. But
where is
that
game? At Norwich.
At Norwich.
Ooh.
I fancy Norwich, I know by rights with the players and that, but they've won 2 on the bounce. Dean Smith brought back in Todd Cantwell. He's had a tough time under the last manager for some reason. Wasn't playing games.
But Wolves are that sort of counter-attacking.
Very good team.
No, I fancy Wolves, man. I think it's going to come to an end for Norwich. Wolves a very impressive win over West Ham last week. Yeah. Nobody expected
they played
that.
Well as well.
They did. They played great football. I know they're away. 2-1 Wolves.
2-1 Wolves. Yeah. I'm gonna match you on the opposite and go 2-1 Norwich. I think.
It could go either way. Norwich are full of confidence. Yeah. Confidence in football is a big thing. And they're at home, and you know, you've been Carrow Road, I've been Carrow Road. When their fans are really up for it, it does. There's a great atmosphere there, and a nice little small ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes for a really good atmosphere. And it makes it quite a tough place to go when they're on song. So it won't be an easy game for Wolves, but I think they're going to have just a bit too much quality.
2-1 for me, 2-1 for you. Burnley Spurs. It's a tough game for Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs always kind of beat Burnley.
No, what happens is...
What's the record on that one?
We haven't got any stats for that.
I think they always...
They didn't bother.
That's very disrespectful.
Where's
You lot are
researchers?
disrespectful.
You know what I mean?
Researchers, how you dissing Sean Dyche like that? Burnley have picked up a bit recently. Still hovering down near the bottom. Cornet's a good player, but I don't know, man. I think Spurs will have too much for him, unfortunately. You know, a significant win for them last week. They had to win it. They worked great. I thought they were very fortunate that Leeds was so wide open in the second half. You know, things kind of went for them a bit, I felt, in that game.
100%, especially the second goal they scored.
But Burnley don't pose enough of a threat, I feel.
Not even to get a draw?
A draw's possible. I just see possibly Tottenham having a bit too much for them. Unfortunately, I have to go Tottenham.
You're saying 2-1 again?
Or even 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for...
I'd love to see that.
I'm going to say 2-2.
Ooh. Well, Burnley scoring so many goals?
Well, they've got 3-3 in the last game at home to Palace.
Yeah, but, you know...
Cornet's on fire.
That's a good player. You know what? He made his debut against Arsenal. I was at the game. And when he came on... It's almost... You know, like last week with Klopp, when the fight started, and Klopp, that lifted the place. As soon as he came on, the Burnley fans is like, they went, hey. It's like something just erupted in that stadium, man. He was brilliant, and he's looking one of the buys of the season. Yeah. I think Sean Dyche is a very underrated manager. I don't think they'll go down. No. I think they'll be all right. Yeah. They'll do what they do every season. They'll have a little spell. Yeah. And you know what I like about Burnley? Don't matter which team's playing them, right? You can never convincingly say that they're going to win. Yeah. Innit? You just don't know. I think that's what makes the Premier League different to other leagues. Yeah.
There's very few teams you can
By rights, you should be looking at Tottenham v Burnley. But you know what Burnley are like.
100%.
And you just cannot write them off, man.
Make it very, very ugly for you, man. All right, I'm going 2-2. You're going 3-1 Spurs. I haven't said all that.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
Please, Burnley, please.
This is an interesting game. Leicester against Watford.
That's a good game.
It's a good game.
It's
a really good game because Leicester...
You should tell me about Watford. Right?
Leicester. What I was really impressed with Watford under Ranieri against us anyway, in all the pain there was. I said it then and I'll stand by it now. Hats off to Watford. I think a lot of it gets lost because it's Man United, big team, Ollie going to get sacked. A lot of the shine got taken away from Watford, which was unfair. They were really good. My team was really bad, I get that, but Watford at times, they played us off the park.
When they played against us, Flex, they're strong. Yeah. And they've got some quick players. If they can catch you on the counter, man. You know what I mean?
A front three of Dennis, Sarr, and King. Yeah. In whatever way they want to put, because sometimes Dennis will go up front or go on the left. Yeah. He was on the left against us, and King was up front. He's quick. He's solid. They're powerful. They can cause you problems. Sarr is a fantastic player.
They've got very strong midfield and defensive.
Sissoko was doing bits. Yeah. They got the number 6. I can't remember his name. Imran something. He was really good. And I think the guy who got sent off against you for 2 yellows. Yeah, he's solid. The Czech Republic guy. Is he Czech or is he Serbian? I can't remember.
He's solid as well. Yeah,
he's solid. I think he'll be back. So I like what Ranieri's doing. They're gonna experience some difficult moments, but
Leicester have been on poor form.
I think they can really go and have a go.
I mean, last week against West Ham, against Chelsea, they were dreadful.
Could have been 5.
When we played them, and when Arsenal went there, they were dreadful. Easy. In the second half, they played really well, but the first half they were poor. Right, they're on a poor run at the moment. That could go any way, that game. Right. I do expect Leicester to bounce back though. I'm going to go with a Leicester win. But don't write off Watford.
I'm going to go for a draw.
Watford are a very powerful team, very strong, very quick. They've got a player like Sarr who could get into me. That guy's good enough to get into the top 4 teams.
100%.
Right? But Leicester, I don't know, Tielemans is still out as well, isn't he? And things like that.
I don't know.
Do you know what? I'm switching on. I'm switching. I'm going to go with a draw as well.
Yeah, I think draw. I think a 1-1 in that game. Of course, Leicester got the quality to kind of do bits.
They're not playing well. They're not playing well. They don't seem to. They don't seem to have the balance in the team at the moment as well. You know what I mean? They've had a lot of injuries.
Ranieri going back.
Ranieri going back as well, you know what I mean? It's going to be...
They get a lovely reception.
Nah. Listen, if Ranieri went back to Leicester and got hated on, then there's no hope.
Leicester fans got class. Leicester fans got class.
Yeah, there'd be no hope for any manager, any player. That's it. You're done at it.
Football's done.
But after what he's done, he's got to... They should still be rolling out the red carpet for him when he comes back.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm sure they will. Big up the Leicester fans. I'm sure
then they roll it back in as soon as he walks on the pitch.
From me.
Yeah.
I'm going 1-1. You're going 1-1 as well.
Yeah.
Last game to go through, Brentford against Everton. Brentford are struggling in terms of getting a win. A good draw last week, but Everton are absolutely struggling as well. And I'll tell you what, if Rafa Benitez has a few more of them, couple more losses by Christmas.
I don't know who they got next week, but then they got us the following game.
It's mountain for the precious mountain, man. They haven't won for a while.
And I don't think they're going to win this either. I'm going for a Brentford win.
Yeah?
Yeah. Brentford at home, right?
Brentford at home.
Brentford at home.
You've been there, you know how tough it is.
Tough place to go to. They were good against us. They were good against Liverpool. These are hard.
Good against Chelsea as well.
Good against Chelsea, remember? They're hard.
They were good against Leicester as well, even though Leicester got the win in the end. Do you know what I mean?
So their home
games is,
tough place to go to, man.
They've been losing by small margins.
Yeah, Brentford win.
I'm going to match you on that,
2-1.
I'm going to go with 2-1, I'm going to go with 2-1 as well. I think that the Everton confidence is getting smaller and smaller.
Slow.
It's very, very low. And I think
Don up front and things like that. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame for them because they have been suffering through injuries.
Yes.
But even guys like Richarlison and that, their levels have dropped a bit. I'm going Brentford.
Okay, there you have it. There is your Premier League preview show complete with our predictions. Let us know in the boxes below in the comments how you guys think. Are we way off the mark? Is Robbie having a laugh? Is he living in cuckoo land?
I thought it was very balanced.
I don't think there was any outrageous takes.
No,
actually.
nothing outrageous.
We leave that to Abby. You know what I mean? The outrageous takes.
But you know what? With some of the results, last week I still can't get over when I saw that 4-1. I was like, that was. This Premier League is brilliant.
Premier League is brilliant. Make sure you check out the Saturday Football Show live at 2:30 as well. The set, man. You know what I mean? Raising up the levels.
Have you on there soon, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
whenever.
When's your game? Saturday?
Our game is on Sunday. Our game is on Sunday.
Flex will be on soon.
100%. I can't wait to be involved in that.
It's a great laugh as well.
Brilliant.
Great discussions, great topics discussed on there. So
everything is going upwards here, man. The set, the quality of everything.
Man, and we got some brilliant presenters as well. So it's great.
And you guys are enjoying it. Smash a like on the video, and we'll see you guys again very, very soon.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our brand new Saturday football show.
You wouldn't think anyone's better?
No, listen, mate, he's a glorified Ollie, man.
How could you say that, Saeed? He's actually one thing.
That is one thing.
Penalty at Watford is back.
What one? Might as well, bro. It's going to be a long day.
Good for down there, whoever's down there. Celtic for me. Manchester United, we demand.
You're down there with them, bro.
Not according to Saeed.
Oh, he's good, like. He's good. No, Robbie, stop putting words in my mouth.
Take Arsene Wenger.
I think Arsene Wenger to the season.
2-0.
2-0
to Watford.
Wait, be the camera.
This guy makes
Please get this manager out. I am done.
Graham Potter is a fantastic manager.
But you've got to see the positives in this. If you don't want Ollie at the wheel, this is where the wheel's going to come off. There's been a goal and it's 3-1.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I am having the biggest celebration when this guy's gone, mate. I don't care if he's a legend.
Party at Saeed.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Could anyone give me a rendition of Ollie's at the wheel?
I want to buy Saeed a pint. I want to take him out and I'm so sorry, Saeed, lad.
We will leave you on that, guys. Have a great evening, and we will see you the same time next week.